Still here and yeah, just adjusting. And anyway, I want to talk to you today about a very interesting study I found, a recent study. Yes, I do research because I do believe that research is really important to talk about. So this one is entitled Gut Microbiome and Its Impact on Obesity and Obesity Related Disorders. So, if you're wondering if leaky gut has anything to do with the fact that you're overweight, this is the study. And actually, yeah, so really, this is the problem. The problem is that obesity, we used to teach calories in, calories out. So you need to forget about that because that's not really going to cut it here. And this was a review study, which means there's a difference between actual research study and a review study. A research study has a study design, right? Um, like you take some idea of something that you want to research, like, okay, so does if you do probiotics, does it help with your gut microbiome? Okay, so you give people certain probiotics and then you test the gut microbiome. So that's a research study. It has a design and it has an idea that maybe if I do this, then this will happen. Now, a review study is a study of all of those research studies that are similar. So this one is a review study, and obviously there's a lot of studies out there that are looking at this about leaky gut and obesity. My favorite word, the O word. I call it the O word because I just hate that word. Um, so basically, here's the thing. Um, Leaky gut leads to inflammation. We know that because when you're dealing with leaky gut, stuff is leaking to your gut, into your gut. That shouldn't be there. That causes inflammation because it mobilizes the immune system, which causes inflammation. Because if you get a cut like on your finger and you notice it gets red and it gets inflamed, that's inflammation. And that's the same kind of inflammation we have in our gut when the immune system is attacking foreign invaders. So basically, leaky gut causes inflammation. Inflammation can lead to, they found in all of these studies, to insulin resistance and weight gain. Let me explain what insulin resistance means. It means that okay, I love this because insulin is the thing that helps drive glucose into cells. And I'm doing this because basically there are little docking places. They're called receptors on each cell. All right. I call it, docking places for the Starship Enterprise. If this gets inflamed, the glucose cannot get in. That's insulin resistance. One example of insulin resistance, there are several. So if you can't end up with the glucose going into the cell, it builds up. And what happens? Sometimes it causes type 2 diabetes. All right. Sometimes it causes something called metabolic syndrome, which means that you really have a belly. You have a big belly and maybe a bigger belly. You also can have high blood pressure. You can have other cardiovascular symptoms, high cholesterol, stuff like that. That's insulin resistance that causes something called metabolic syndrome. Metabolic syndrome can eventually cause diabetes, but not always. Okay. So again, leaky gut can cause inflammation, which can cause insulin resistance and cause weight gain, right? Because if you've got glucose hanging out in your bloodstream, eventually the body's got to do something with it. And what does it do? It stores it as fat. Isn't that fun? Not only that, it's not just that process. I did an article called Can Obesogens Make You Fat? And basically, um, there are other things that can make you fat. There are other things that compete at the receptor level to keep the glucose out and cause insulin resistance. So go to my website, www.healyourhealthnow.com, and check out Can Obesogens Make You Fat in the blog section. Okay, so get that idea of calories in, calories out of your head, because that doesn't always work today. Okay. There's so much more about weight gain than meets the eye or the gut. Okay. All right. So if you'd like to, tomorrow I'm going to talk about one of my favorite supplements, DGL. So stay tuned tomorrow. Also, if you'd like to talk to me about what's bugging you, um, maybe you're gaining weight, maybe your stomach isn't quite right, maybe gas and bloating is going on, maybe you're not eliminating, and you know what that means. um, you can definitely get a hold of me at www.healyourhealthnow.com/heal, HEAL. All right. That will give you access to my Let's Talk Health session, which is absolutely free. I'd love to speak with you about what's bugging you or what's ailing you or whatever that is. Okay. So tomorrow I'm talking about a really great supplement for gut healing, DGL. And I'll talk to you soon. Good Queen Jill signing off for today.